Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is the PAPAJO Show, where Papa Joe knows. I'm your host, Papa Joe, and I really appreciate y'all being here today. Happy New Year to all of you. It is 2023, and this is, I think, my first show of the year. Yeah, because Monday was the New Year observed and all that fun stuff. So, anyhow, I really unplugged this past couple weeks just so that I can spend time with family because those of you who know me, I've been going really, really hard with a lot of different things, trying to get things knocked out and done and taken care of. And it's been busy, just to say the least, right? I'm doing the shows, doing my business, doing some other stuff where I still work full time, all that kind of stuff, just doing a lot. So I really unplugged and spent some time with family, and it was definitely worth that. So if you've sent me a note or an email, or if you're part of the Patreon, you sent me a note, I will get back to those as soon as I possibly can. If you are unfamiliar, I do have a Patreon that is listed in. There's a bunch of links in the video description here, so go check those out. Various different things for different reasons. So the Patreon gives you direct access to ask me questions, to make suggestions, things like that, and also have a Telegram channel for that. So check it out. It is definitely a lot of fun. There's a community of people in there, and it is really, really fun to see all the different things that you guys share and everything. That Telegram channel's been fire recently, so been great. Anyways, all of that being said, today we're going to check out the great American second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever you want to call it, housing recession. Well, realistically, it's going to be a recession. It's going to be an everything bubble. So we are going to take a look at that because realistically, as we talk about every once in a while here on the show, guys, gals, we need to recognize and realize that the housing market is the bedrock of our economy, because the bonds, the different treasury notes, all that stuff, it all connects back together. They're all molded together, but the baseline, the bottom, the bedrock of that, if you will, it's the housing market, because it's the most expensive asset for most people. I guess you say liability. Assets put money in your pocket, liabilities take money out of your pocket. So it's the most expensive liability for most people in the world whenever they obtain a house, especially in the United States. The thing is that as we get into this here, it's really interesting. My wife and I were sitting there talking over Christmas break there and everything, and it was almost like as soon as we hit New Year's, like I think it was even New Year's Day, like our news feeds flipped from whatever they were to everything being about a recession in 2023, everything about being housing going down or cooling or whatever in 2023, to the point where we kind of both noticed it. We both went, that was weird, like very weird. So we're going to try to talk about some of the articles that came across even yesterday, today, past couple of days, whatever. Also, in amongst all of that, there's some stuff the Federal Reserve is freaking out about with crypto too. So we'll jump into that as well. But listen, guys and gals, if you're new to the show, go ahead and click the subscribe, grab the bell so you know when I go live. And I do that several times a week, and I have a lot of fun doing it. So thank you all for being here today. It is a great, great, beautiful start to the year so far, at least. So we'll see what happens here coming forward. So let's jump. Wrong button. Let's jump right into it. Right? A recession is coming for most developed nations in 2023, and this is where economists predict the worst. So I don't necessarily think economists kind of have some things that you can kind of pay attention to. But a recession, there's an everything bubble, all right? Legit everything bubble. We are going to see, obviously, we're going to see housing come down. We're going to see things in the car stuff go down. There's all kinds of articles with autos that, because the companies couldn't get chips, couldn't get parts, couldn't whatever, because of everything else that happened from the supply chain standpoint. They couldn't sell cars, so we're going to see a major drawback there. Price reductions will eventually happen in the auto industry simply because, well, people aren't buying any more cars because they can't. The thing is, Economic Ninja says it often. The cure for higher prices is higher prices. People will eventually stop buying, and then you'll have a what is it called? Deflation, excuse me, start to happen. I need some coffee. By the way, throw in the chat, what are y'all drinking? I am drinking it's a honey processed, it's a blend. So it's got like Mexico, Ethiopia, and some other stuff. And it's really, really good. Honey processed means it is cured or washed clean, whatever you want to call it, with a honey solution. It's very, very good. Can't really taste the honey until it's cooled. So anyhow, and it's very hint, very, very subtle. So let's jump into this real quick. A difficult year ahead for the global economy is set to hit some countries harder than others. Yeah, like the UK and the United States. And y'all need to understand that everything that happens in UK eventually happens here. With 2023 upon us, many bankers, economists, and business leaders have cautioned to brace for global economic contraction. In other words, a recession. I really kind of wonder if we'll go into a depression with this one. We're already in a recession. We have been in a recession. Guys and gals, do me a favor. 5x5 in the chat. I am getting a little note saying that my signal dropped. So let me know in the chat if you don't mind. By the way, there is a live chat. If you do me a favor and say hey, I'd love that. Love to see who's watching. Anyways, 5x5 in the chat would be great. Thank you, Tom. Much appreciated, sir. I do appreciate that. So great. Cool. All right. Let's see here. As much as 1/3 of the global economy could enter recession territory this year. IMF director, whatever her name is very, very, very Kristalina over the weekend, warning of a tough year ahead of the world. Yeah, it's almost like they tried to get us through the end of 2022. And the brakes came off. And this soft landing that they're trying to do, yeah, we'll see how soft it is. I hope y'all are ready. Anyhow, she said simulations, she said simulations, contractions in three major economies. Excuse me, simultaneous contractions in three major economies, US, the EU, and China, will be driving forces ahead of global recession, as wealthy nations will be unable to escape economic slowdowns. So in nations like El Salvador, Brazil, places like that who have gone ahead and set up the infrastructure to be able to use cryptocurrency, to be able to get out of the dollar, yeah, those probably are going to do better. Anyhow, crazy stuff coming down the pipe. I really hope y'all are ready. 2023 is not going to be great when it comes to the economy. Not trying to spread doom and gloom on the first show back in PAPAJO show, but I'm just trying to be realist here. Y'all need to be ready. And I'm not necessarily saying financially or like prepping or anything like that. I'm saying you need to be ready just to mentally take to process this. Honestly, more than anything, you need to be mentally ready and have an understanding to the point to where you can explain to other people, hey, this is what's happening. This is why this is happening. Here's how to protect yourself. Even as we enter into this, we already have entered into this. It is a recession starts slow, but once what's the term? A bull climbs the stairs, but a bear jumps out the window. Well, yeah, you see that in the crypto market, see that in all the markets. It has been a really rough year. 2022 wasn't that great as far as it's just all of a sudden like housing just and it stopped. It is getting crazy. So I'm going to read this little thingy here for you. Y'all can see that. Evan Paul and his wife entered 2022 thinking it would be a year they would finally buy a home. A lot of people did that. The couple, both scientists in a biotech industry, interesting, were ready to put roots down in Boston. We just kind of got to that place in our lives where we were financially very stable. We wanted to start having kids and wanted to just kind of settle down, says Paul at 34. This year did not bring them or excuse me, this year did bring them a baby girl, but that home they dreamed of never materialized. Sounds very familiar to a lot of people I've talked to. High home prices were the initial uh, insurmountable hurdle. When Paul first started their search, low interest rates at the time, he unleashed a buying frenzy or had unleashed a buying frenzy in Boston, and they were relentlessly outbid. And this I've seen and heard people say all over the country. This isn't just Boston or the Southeast or out West or up North, or even just in Central America. It's the same across the board. He says there'd be, a dozen other offers or more in most cases, and they'd all be $100,000 over asking. All of them. Paul says, anytime we tried to wait until the weekend for an open house, it was gone before we could even look at it. That across the board, guys and gals. When you have that kind of craziness happening, this is the same thing that happened in 2006, 2007, and then up until mid 2007, 2008, and then everything just fell off a cliff. So mid 2020, 2023. This year, I really think this is going to get ugly as far as the housing market is concerned, which is going to drag the entire global economy down because everything is connected now, which is not a good thing. Having silos in different sectors is actually a good thing. So it's something to kind of pay attention to and be aware of here. Anyhow, at first we started lowering our expectations, looking for even smaller houses and even less ideal locations. Paul said, who eventually realized that the high mortgage rates were pricing his family out again. The anxiety just caught up to me, and we just decided to call it quits and hold off. It is extremely frustrating. Extremely frustrating. Sorry, I have a problem on my hand here. To be some, I can only imagine what's going on for these poor people. I mean, that's just all across the country. This is across the country. Regular, everyday Americans who have a good salary, who make good money, have little to no debt of any other kind, and they want to go buy a house, and guess what? They just can't, because they can't afford the mortgage rates, because the homes that were $250,000, $350,000 are now $600,000 and $800,000. The thing is that people aren't buying those homes anymore because, frankly, they just can't buy them. Because they just can't buy them. Even on a two-salary household, it's still, some of those are just really, really hard to obtain. But now there's a switch that's been flipped. There's a switch that has been flipped, and we are coming into a time where we're already seeing this. Like, I was looking even earlier this morning at some stuff like in our area. There was a home that was like I just described. It was I want to say it was sold for like 400,000. I want to say something like that, and or 425 or what, something like, yeah, no, it was 425. The sellers, and it had some land and all this stuff. It wasn't like updated crazy or anything like that, but it was just whatever. The only reason I looked at it is because it had a price reduction. I was like, wow, that's interesting. What's the price reduction? Well, it had a price reduction, but when I pulled it up, it was pending. So what I'm noticing that these realtor apps and Zillow, whatever they're doing, is that as homes are for sale, they're for sale. But as soon as they go into contract or pending, what they'll do is they mark the price close to what it's going to sell for, which is very, very deceiving. So you started recognizing and realizing, oh, that's interesting. So you go look at the price history on this particular one. It was like $854,000. And the last time it sold was like in 2020 for like 425. The purchase price for that home was 357. They lost money on it. Right off the bat, lost money. And the price reduced like several $100,000. we're at the point now where if you're buying a home, I'm pretty sure you could knock on the door or tell the real estate agent you'll pay X, Y, and Z for it and no more. And they can float the offer. And I'm pretty sure, and I'm kind of starting to wonder if people are going, all right, we'll take it. Because what's happened is that in 2022, 2021, and in 2020 with the whole hunger disease and all that fun stuff, those of you who are new to the channel, that was the, well, they created cookies and they made sure everyone or forced everyone to get them, tried to force everyone to get them. That didn't work so well. Anyhow, 2020, 2021, and 2022, people who had homes took advantage of the lower interest rates, cash out refinance. And some people did, excuse me, some people didn't take advantage of those and they're still having to refinance. I know several people that work in the mortgage industry. They've all told me recently that the refinances are no more. Mortgages have dropped by 75+% new mortgage applicants. So no one's buying homes anymore. And people, one of the things that they said was that when they did the refinance stuff, the cash out refinances, people were taking cash out of their homes to pay off other debt or to obtain new toys, new vehicles, things like that. Well, that didn't go to improve their home, to increase its value. So now they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. And they owe more on the home than it's worth across the board. And people don't like that. That's just a mental thing. People just don't like it. We are going to see crazy things happen here. And I think that it's going to hurt a lot of people. And the thing is, though, this is the frustrating thing to me. These people, for the most part, didn't necessarily do all of this to themselves. You see, the way that the banking system works, it kind of funnels people into doing specific things. Higher prices, higher mortgage rates, higher groceries, higher everything. I mean, you start seeing these different things and you have to pay more for things you normally wouldn't have to pay for. And it's like, dude, how am I going to go do this? They go and it just kind of entraps everybody. Granted, they are making the decisions to do the things like the refinance and stuff like that because they need to or whatever. But at the end of the day, those that did it because they wanted a new boat or a camper or a new car or a second home would have made sense because then you could rent it out and have a cash flow there. Anyways, but like doing what these people have done, and it really irks me because a lot of people are just kind of like, I need to take care of my family. How do I do that? And when they go and they do this thing with the refinance, and then now they're screwed. And it's almost like everything just fell off a cliff. It's like justice will be served. I really hope and pray that God will have his vengeance on this system that has been put in place, and he kind of given us crypto already to get out of it. Experts predict major slowdown for housing market in 2023. Fayetteville, North Carolina, real estate experts are anticipating a major slowdown in housing market in 2023. Experts are predicting stagnating home prices and fewer sales, saying they are a result of the surge of buyers and sky-high mortgage rates during the pandemic. A realtor in North Carolina said she can see the market sluggishly moving along already. We were seeing homes moving within a few short days, and now we're seeing several weeks, she said. She noted that in Fayetteville, North Carolina alone, houses costing $300,000 are spending almost a month on the market as of December, compared to 12 days earlier last year. In Raleigh and Durham, North Carolina, houses are spending a median of almost 40 days on the market. That's 6 more days year over year in both cities, according to Redfin. Inventory is down as well. So inventory down, homes aren't moving. That is a straight up, if inventory was up and homes weren't moving, We are going. This is inventory is down with about 40% drops in Raleigh and Durham. Fayetteville's inventory is down about 60%. Median sell prices are also been have also been rising by almost 10% in the Durham Raleigh areas. Huh. Interesting. Policy or the realtor said that because it's such a tough and competitive market, people aren't buying as quickly as they used to. This is not the way it is. I'm seeing buyers are a little more particular about what they're buying because they're going to be paying a lot more for their purchase price, which is true for now. The thing is that these buyers aren't paying attention that they could tell their realtor, I think that home is worth XYZ. I'm not paying more than that. See, in 2020, a lot of the homes that are for sale now, it's 2023. If you bought a home in 2020, you can sell the home and not have the capital gains. 2022, you technically could, depending on when you bought it. People bought the home, jumped it up 400, 500, 800, $1 million. I'm not kidding. Someone buys a home for in our area, there are multiple homes that were bought at $500,000 or less, and they want $1 million more than they paid for it. I'm not kidding. Like 1.5 million for a home that they paid 500,000 for. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. It would be easy for somebody who understood what's going on to go to their realtor and be like, if you want that house, I'll give them 500. I'll give them what they paid for it, because it was already inflated at that point. At 2020, it was already inflated. Those are inflated prices. Anyhow, she said buyers should take advantage of the fact that they now have more time to think through the decisions and maintain close relationship with their lenders. She had advice for home sellers too. Be patient with the change in the market, and you will get your home sold. Will they? Because at the prices they're asking, they won't. It will be impossible. Just know that there are maybe a few more extra days in the market than maybe your friends who are selling, or your neighbors who are selling in 2020, 2021, and even 2022. All of that's happening while the Federal Reserve as the top bank regulators flag significant worries over crypto assets. They're afraid of cryptocurrency because it is a way out of this mess. This is what I say all the time on my show. Cryptocurrency is the exit strategy. It is a way for us as humanity to free ourselves from this stupid system that is destroying our ability to live our lives. The Federal Reserve, FDIC, and Office of the Comptroller, whatever, of the currency, OCC, issued a joint statement on Tuesday warning about significant risk in crypto assets may pose a broader banking system. It is important that the risk related to the crypto asset sector that cannot be mitigated or controlled do not migrate to the banking system. In other words, they don't want the money going out of the banking system and into crypto. The agencies said in a joint statement. I did a show with Nick Saporano. We talked about some things. There's a closing window. Go check that out if you haven't watched it. It's a closing window. Bitcoin today is up, but then again, everything is up. Dow, S&P, gold. Silver is not too much, but it is ticking up overall for the past couple of weeks. Davy, unfortunately, is down. Great buying opportunity. And Matic is doing, it looks like they're getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And you have Axie, and let's see, we got mortgage rates are up again. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's run through and say hey to everyone. We got Lithia. What's going on? Happy New Year to you as well. Appreciate you being part of the show, as always. It is fantastic seeing you. Gloria, good morning. It is good to see you today. Thanks for being here. And Tom, happy Happy New Year's to you as well, buddy. It's good to see you. Hope to see you soon, man. It's been a little bit. Evan, what's going on when the Fauci files drop and Buffalo players' results come in? Yeah, the dam will crack for normies. Their brains are going to start to have. There's a lot of people that I know that are like, wait a minute. Yeah. Anyhow, Clint Westwood, what's up, brother? Thanks for being here today, man. By the way, guys and gals, go check out his show. He does have a YouTube show as well. Definitely worth checking out. Very, very good content there for sure. Let's see who else we got here today. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. Okay, here we go. We got Johnny Manis. What's going on, brother? Thanks for being part of the show. Eva White, what's going on? Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to you. Thanks for being here. Who else we got here today? I don't think I missed anyone yet. Hopefully, I didn't miss anyone at all. Where did what's going on, Crypto Sherpa? He also has a show. Go check it out. Does really, really good run throughs of all kinds of different crypto related stuff. Fantastic content, brother. And happy to New Year's to you as well, man. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Do we get anyone else in here today? Who else? There was one other person I saw. Got BC in the Matrix. What's going on, brother? Thanks for being here today. It's great to see you as well. We got Mr. UI Feng. How's it going, brother? Thanks for being here, dude. All right, I gotta jump to a meeting, literally right now. So we'll see you guys on Friday for the show, and then I should have the Patreon on Friday afternoon. Y'all have been great. Happy New Year. Hope you had a great time with your families as I did. And listen, we're going to get through this. It's going to be fun at the end of it all, because this is when people who are educated, like you guys and gals are being part of here and learning from me, and I'm learning from others and sharing what I'm learning. And this is the type of time period when stuff gets crazy that people make the most money, when they learn how to go and see these things, follow the trends, etc., etc. Anyways, y'all have a beautiful rest of the day. Be blessed, and we will talk to you soon. Take it easy.